Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Orange Goin', and today we're going to be watching RWBY. This is going to be episode 9 of volume 8, Witch. So, last time, the gang killed that hound, which turned out to be a semi-person, Grimm person or a person that, I don't know if they were still alive when they were Grimmified or whatever. I assume yes. Salem did something and turned that person into some hound Grimm. That must have been some sort of hell for that person, because if you think about it, all that shape-shifting must have been painful. No wonder why it was screaming all that time, or sounded like it was in pain, because it probably was. Yeah, so that was fun to discover, and yes, I did admit I thought that was Adam to begin with, because they had similar features. But looking back on it, wrong fondness traits, and then also didn't have the brand across his face. However, it was a close thing. I was just like, I was not interested if they brought Adam back like that. But that thing is dead and has been decomposed. It's all that's left is bones. And I'm thinking that's kind of foreshadowing of what could happen to Cinder, because she's already halfway there almost. Because she has Grim arm, and obviously it affects her more than just the arm. And I'm assuming it's that sort of Grimm parasite that she had used in Volume 3 gained like a foothold into her, and now Salem definitely has some sort of control over her in that sort of regard. I don't know how much that's going to extend or not, how much of her is going to get Grimmified, you could say. It's like, how much can she lose before she becomes fully Grimm? And I wonder if Salem's done that to other people that have displeased her, you could say. Yeah, what happened else in that episode? Whitley kind of stepped up as well, kind of redeeming himself. Still not the most pleasant person, but that's fine. We don't need anybody else to be like super nice. We got Team RWBY and Juniper and all that for that. Penny is still has a virus, still has a virus, and oh yeah, Cinder broke Watts out of the Atlas prison, so they're going to definitely try to get Penny back. And I wonder if they're going to go with plan A of Penny opening the vault and then Cinder takes the Maiden's power, or if she's going to try to take the Maiden power anyway and then open the vault that way. Long-term plan, I actually kind of want them to get the staff, just so it raises the danger a little bit more. And also, it shows, or the last episode, because RWBY got that Grimm with her silver eyes. However, it also shows that that's another thing. It's like the power of it is inconsistent, because I don't know if it's like kind of the amount of power that she puts into it or not. Because we saw several examples. One, as far as we know, that Wyvern Grimm is still frozen on top of the tower, and that's when she really went full nuke. Then we had the Leviathan, or I should say, first we had the Apathy, and they kind of disintegrated as well, but those were weaker Grimm. And then we had the Leviathan that got partly frozen, but broke free from that. And then now we have the Hound that just got blasted, and it was still alive-ish. And we didn't see any we didn't see any damage that looked like it was done by the silver eyes, like partly it's turned to stone or whatever, that stone effect that it has. And except that it was definitely not all 100%. You could see it. And I don't know if that scar that the person had was from the Grimmification or from the silver eyes, because Cinder had that. I get those two confused. Salem, Cinder, the first syllable sounds the same, so I try to correct myself with that. Now, this is going to be episode 9, and episode 10 supposedly is going to be coming out or has come out by the time this gets posted. And I don't know if anybody else outside of the US has been paying attention, but it's not getting any better. 2020 is still in effect for month 14, pretty much. The entire middle and eastern part of the U.S. got frozen, pretty much. Got negative-degree weather, or at least below freezing. And all of Texas, where Rooster Teeth is based off of, pretty much lost power. Multitude of reasons, but I'm just going to go into the basics, not political sort of stuff, even though energy shouldn't be political. That their infrastructure couldn't support the low temperatures. And I mean, granted, it's Texas. You don't normally think of like below freezing weather for Texas, of all places, but because it got frozen, the infrastructure couldn't provide power to everybody, so a lot of people were without power for a good number of days. And that's one of the reasons why the episode was delayed as it was, because not everybody had power. I don't know how much of the Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter kind of group was affected, because I don't get a lot of personal news from that. I get like third-hand kind of stuff nowadays. They don't have any news things on their websites anymore, which is kind of annoying, because I think I said it before, but I didn't even know when RWBY was coming out until their Facebook page posted it. So the RWBY Facebook page, or like the RWBY Nation Facebook page, posted when it was coming out. So it was like, oh, okay, that's coming out soon. So that's kind of a little bit annoying if you're trying to figure out news. If you don't get like their newsletters, which don't have a lot of news to them. Anyway, what am I talking about? RWBY. Let's get on with RWBY. I don't know what's going on with this. The only picture we see is Emerald and Hazel. Hazel looks kind of serious. Emerald looks worried. And I'm wondering what's going to happen with Hazel and Oscar, because Oscar is going for an angle, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. This is episode 9. Yes, more battle. I want to see more battle. Ooh. Oh, there's a Baron girl. Still keep coming.
Well, that was harrowing.
We're not in the clear yet. We still have to search this whole thing and find Oscar before the Aesop's blows to pieces.
How are we supposed to find Oscar? It's going to be like finding a needle in a giant whale. Why did we think this was a good idea?
I might be able to help. I can sense spikes of people's emotions, I think.
Oh yeah, his symbol is kind of evolving.
I can keep it up.
Okay, that's new. Maybe one of them is Oscar?
I can sort of tell where they are, but not who. They're more or less in the same area, though. Further in. I can lead.
Hey, you don't have to drain yourself. I can help too.
Yeah, good thinking. Thanks.
Well, lead the way.
Oh, I just noticed all the hooks, too.
She brushed off her bumps and bruises, for nothing hurt worse than the loneliness in her chest.
I recognize that. The girl who fell through the world.
I shouldn't be surprised you're so familiar with fairy tales.
I've lived through my share of them.
Probably wrote a lot of them.
Holding up.
I thought the idea of falling through Remnant into a new world was exciting. I never understood why she was so sad when she finally made it back home. But now, it makes more sense.
She wasn't the same.
Oh yeah, what was that fairy tale sub-series coming out?
I think this plan to divide might have run its course. It's time we start thinking about a way out. Not having arcane certainly limits the options, so...
No. I don't like what happens when we use magic. Every time we use it, I can feel us merging faster.
Oof.
I'm not ready for that.
I don't blame you. Honestly, I think you're doing just fine on your own.
Let's see. A little more light. And there's Hazel. Time to beat the shit out of another kid.
We're keeping this
Hey, finally, Neon.
We're going to put aboard that thing. If we can't hold this line, it will continue to spit out Grimm and we lose the city. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Hey, they're in armor.
happen to know a tune for this, huh?
I don't know that anybody does.
Another wave incoming. Keep them back.
Oh, they have trenches.
They're just kids.
You can hash out your issues later. Right now, just kill Grimm.
What's this? This is new.
Why did you bring me here?
I've been thinking about what you said. If it's a lie, and I took that lie to Salem, the punishment would fall on my head before yours. If what you said is true, and I use the password myself, well, I don't know what happens when this thing activates. So let's see if you're bluffing.
You want me to summon her?
Either way, it'll tell me what I need to know.
What are you doing?
Let's find out.
Jen.
Oh, time freeze.
Why, hello again, old man. Did you have a question for me?
Actually, I think all my questions are answered now.
What are you going to do?
What Gretchen would have done. And that starts with getting you away from here. Both of you.
I'm going to need something before I go.
So, just to be clear, none of you have a question for me?
No, but we'll be bringing you with us.
The moment we move that thing, this place goes on high alert. Better to get you out first.
But
I'll come back for it. Not like she knows the password anyway.
I like how Jen's still amused by everything. Who's that? Oh, Neo. I almost said Neon.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm masking and tracking at the same time.
Do you guys need a minute?
We don't know how much longer we have. Why don't you give masking a break? Give me directions and I can scout ahead.
Thanks. We should be heading straight for a while.
Why go off
Well,
alone?
at least you guys being friends again takes the sting out of impending doom.
It's okay to be afraid, you know. You don't always have to hide it with a joke.
Glad I'm not the only one who's scared.
Of course I'm scared. Him, on the other hand, there's no fear at all. I can see it. He believes we're going to get this done.
Then I do too.
Run later! Talk now!
Mask is ready.
I was just thinking of that scene in oh.
You sure he'll be okay on his own?
And they're gonna think they caused it.
We just need to get... Wait.
Uh-oh.
Ah, Hazel. Have you gotten what we need yet? The Seers. It seems we have guests. The lamp. Find them.
Okay.
What now?
Let's do what we do best. Charge blindly into danger.
Would have gone
Hey,
with
yo.
keep moving forward, but sure.
Eh.
Ren,
Forward. No matter what.
Well, and then immediately run into Salem.
How much longer for the payload?
It's approaching the LZ now.
Come on, Juan.
Juan.
You.
No, wait! Stop!
Oscar!
Oh, it's like all over my chest. Dude.
I knew I said.
Little something, but there was one time where I got like a little bit sick, but I was coughing so much that I like bruised my rib, and then somebody like after gave me a huge hug, and it's just like, my ribs. He should not be like that unless his aura is recovered.
Some weak minds nearby?
What's going on here?
It's a long story.
You're gonna have to try and summarize it. Why should we trust you?
Because she's scared. Just like us.
Or maybe because I know how to get out of here. Anybody coming?
This is it, everyone. We're gonna clear a path to that monster. We get the payload aboard, set the timer, and then we're out.
But they might still be alive in there.
I gave them their window. We can't wait any longer.
Would you say the same thing if it was your sister inside? Are you gonna tell her what you did to her friends?
Poor Winter.
Yes, Mira. Because that's my duty.
I mean, if it was any other situation...
We're almost out! What is that?
It's her.
Oof.
You really have been honing that semblance of yours.
Ugh.
Let them go!
Hey, staff. Eh? Did you get the staff or? Hey, he used magic himself. Oh.
What did you do with the lamp?
Nothing.
It's missing. Where is it?
I didn't do anything with it.
Where is it? Look how you've diminished. How you've lessened yourself. And for what? These children? This ruined world? Why do you keep coming back?
Why do you? All of this endless death. Because something bad happened to you once upon a time? Nobody gets a fairy tale ending. Everything I've lost, every person I've lost is because of you.
And who is it I've taken from you, girl?
Summer Rose. My mom.
Her again?
Your Grace.
Ah, Hazel. I found our guests. This one was helping them. Take the boy back to his chamber. I have work to do with this one.
Yes, of course.
He's gonna, like, do some... Or, so many things that could go wrong. Like, I think Salem's gonna, like, try to Grimmify Emerald if she got him. Her.
No more Gretchens, boy.
Hey, there's the staff.
I really don't know.
Go! Now!
All the crystals.
Hazel.
Go.
He's not gonna survive this.
So, you've decided against vengeance for your sister after all this time?
I'm doing what Gretchen would have done.
Magic battle. Oh, that's new. Ugh. Oh, that's brutal.
Come on, everyone, out! Wait, Oscar?
She'll just come after us.
Oh, man. Ugh. That's different than the hug. Witch trial. Witch burning. Ooh, magic. That's interesting. Ah, too short. Okay. Not a lot to unpack there, but fun episodes. They're just so short. I want more. Nice to see Flint and Neon again. Guess they got some trenches done real quick there. Magic battle. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I've made my thoughts about Hazel pretty clear that his motivations for initially joining Salem were pretty weak. And then only now he's turning sides. So I'm not going to talk anymore about that. I just feel it's a little bit kind of weak and a little bit predictable. As in just like, it's, yeah, who else would have basically killed Gretchen pretty much. I'm wondering what's going to happen between Emerald and Cinder on that, because I wonder if Cinder is actually going to kind of switch sides or not, or what's going to happen after she discovers that Emerald's left. Because we're also developing a thing where Cinder's also kind of being abandoned, because Mercury's gone off, and he's kind of rejected Cinder in that last kind of thing. Emerald's now left, and we all know kind of Cinder's motivations, or tendencies for wanting to control her kind of destiny, you could say, the people around her, but then there's Salem, pretty much. So I wonder how Cinder's going to react to this kind of betrayal, you could say. We got some magic stuff going on. And also something that's interesting is because in previous ones, I guess it's before Salem got really grimmified, is that her regeneration was kind of a gold color. Like, she would be golden. And even in that flashback, or the what do you call it, backstory episode of Volume 6, where Ozma and Salem got in that fight, her regeneration was still gold back then, but I guess she's fully, because she didn't have like the veins and all that yet, so I guess she like fully developed into more grimmified kind of stuff, and that affected her regeneration as well, because now it's definitely more kind of grim goo regenerating rather than the golden insta-revive kind of thing. Yeah, also got a couple pretty brutal things of Hazel bashing Salem in like that, but she kept regenerating. It's funny when she goes like, This is like, sounds like my neck on a good day. I wonder if you heard that. And what else is there? Oh, Neo heard the name of Jin, and I wonder how she's gonna tell Salem that, or if she's gonna tell Salem that, because obviously mute. The sign language. Yeah, what else is there really to talk about? It's kind of fun seeing some more traditional banter between like Yang, Jaune, and Ren. Kind of nice going back to like seasons 1 through 3 kind of banter, where it's just character interactions that's been somewhat missing, in my opinion. Just general banter. We don't get much of that now. And I have the whole thing with Winter about to blow the whale up with the bomb. And I said it in the episode, but it definitely was, if it was any other situation kind of thing, she might not do it, but in this case, it's literally the stake of the kingdom. And I wanted to see more, or I still want to see more of the big old battle going on, and we saw a little snippet of that, or little snippets of it, like the big old battle, but obviously animation budget still not that big to do stuff like that. Now, I said it before, good to see Flynn and Neon. I was wondering where more like hunters, huntresses were, because mainly up until this point we've seen mostly the army and the Aesops, which are kind of interchanged, but there's a whole academy of people supposedly, so obviously again, animation kind of thing, can't make several individual characters. It's easier to copy paste with like the soldiers and all that, and then have individual models for certain characters. But yeah, obviously it's not going to be like frickin' Minas Tirith battle where it's huge armies clashing into each other kind of stuff. They don't have that big of a budget. What else is there to talk about? I really don't have anything else really to discuss. Just, again, the short episode length got to me just as we were getting into it. I'm concerned about Hazel now, because she's shown that she can grimmify people, and that's probably going to be Hazel's fate when she recovers enough, because I just remember that Ozpin used magic, and don't know what's that going to do. And I sort of mentioned it, where it's like kind of a witch burning with Hazel there, just burning himself and the witch. And I say the title kind of plays into that, like the witch burnings. It made me think about that. But also Hazel said that like he did kill her over and over again, but obviously she keeps coming back, so it's definitely more of a case of just delaying her rather than trying to beat her. And also it had that point where Salem's like, Summer Rose again, and there has to be some sort of story with that now. Like, still don't know what happened to her. and obviously Salem knows somewhat more what happened, but yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of pictures of saying that this like Summer was also Yang's mom, because we had that whole thing in the previous volume where Ruby was like, Summer was my mom, and then Ruby freaked out when Salem said whatever, but Yang didn't, and now we got that moment in this episode, or the reverse with Yang. Yeah, I really don't have much else. I think I discussed everything. It's always weird doing RWBY episodes, reacting to them, because it's like there's just so much. It's like I'm so focused on the episode that I don't make a lot of comments, and I can't really make a lot of comments because I can't miss anything because the episodes are so short. So it's the chicken egg kind of thing. It's like I want to make comments, but I'm too focused on the episode, and I need to be focused on the episode because there's not enough time to talk about anything. I think it's something I was going to say is when Jaune came roaming back, it reminded me of a moment in the old school first Yu-Gi-Oh movie, The Pyramid of Light, where like Yugi's running away from the mummies and he's like, "Run now, talk later." Whole story there, but yeah, I don't remember if I was making any other comments, or kind of references. Oh yeah, I know that they were going to have Rooster Teeth was going to have this kind of spin-off episode series of like the different fairy tales of RWBY, but that hasn't. I don't know if it's come out yet or not, or if they're doing it, because there was supposed to be like a couple of different spin-offs of RWBY. Supposedly they're going to happen last year, but it was 2020. For some, it still hasn't ended. But I know that the the D&D RWBY campaign thing is still going on. They just started season 2 of that. I personally haven't watched that because it's kind of hard for me to watch it being done like on a virtual thing rather than like in person. I never really got into the Achievement Hunters doing their Heroes and Halfwits thing. I watched little snippets of it, but I never really got into that. And it's also kind of the thing where it's like you're watching other people play a board game when you want to be playing it. It's one thing if it's like a video game, because it's a video game, but in this case it's people interacting with physical things, not just like a whole virtual world, you could say. So it's a hit or miss on the Let's Roll series for me. If anybody watches that sort of stuff, and especially since it's all the virtual tabletop simulator stuff now, it's definitely harder to watch for me anyway, because they're not also like trying to fight the papers and all, or the cards and all that, but now they're trying to fight the game to do what they really want in the game. It's trying to like input a control to move your arm first, and you just kind of normally do your arm. Anyway, yeah, this is a weird off-topic thing. That's a podcast, but still applies. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm just gonna end it here. Hopefully by the time this gets uploaded to YouTube and YouTube does their stupid copyright thing, this should come out. And the week delay is helpful because I also had a week delay. I just didn't have time, or I shouldn't say I had time, I just didn't have the energy to record a RWBY episode, and just stuff happened. So I was just like, I'll put it off. And today's Thursday, the something date, 25th. So that's when this is being recorded, and I'll try to upload or edit and upload it at the same time or the same day, so that way YouTube can figure it out. It's been almost over a week since the last episode came out, so it shouldn't be too hard, but I uploaded the last episode the same day that the previous one came up, so who knows. YouTube is YouTube, and it's not great. Yep, so this has been Orange Gallon. Leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later.